O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show. This
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not 24,000, 20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house! Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good Monday morning. Hope you all are feeling well. Hope you're doing good. We had a week off, right? I mean, not our show. We're on all the time, but I'm just saying no Inter, no Dolphins, no Canes. It was kind of one of those weeks where you all chose this time to like walk away. So we didn't have a lot going on. We had to count on the rest of the sports, baseball playoffs, WNBA playoffs, and then the rest of the NFL and college slates to kind of carry us, and I hope it did. It's good. And those of you, of course, that are crypto folks, you're enjoying this morning too, because it kind of started last night. I went to sleep last night with a smile on my face watching the pump. By the way, the Crypto Bro Show will be right after this show. We're not going to include it anymore inside the show. So we'll just do straight sports here, and then we'll move on to Crypto Bro Show. On Saturday, we did one, and it's probably better. It stands on its own, had better response and all that. So we're going to keep it that way. And so it'll be right after this. So, that's when the crypto talk will start as much as, well, there's a lot to talk about, and it's a lot of fun. So, just in case you're going to ask or anything, that's how we're going to do it now. It's all set up. I've set it up for the week, and so we'll do this show, and then when this is done, then we will then start the Crypto Bro Show. A whole brand new thing. We'll wrap this up, close it out, and then a new show will start. It'll be the Crypto Bro Show on its own. So just in case, so you'll know, it'll be right after this, and you can stay tuned and catch up with all the latest stuff going on in the world of crypto and, of course, Bitcoin. All right, our Dolphins are back in action this week. They take on the Colts. Sean and I will be traveling to Indianapolis to go check out the game, and we'll be doing a pre- and post-game show at the Tavern on South, which is just about a block or two away from the stadium. So we'll do our pregame show there, and then we'll go over to the game for a little bit, and then we'll come back to the tavern and do our postgame show. So if you are going to Indy, if you're traveling, make sure you come by the Tavern on South and join us there. 305 Sports Bay, by the way, I'm sure her and Lou are going to be there. They've got a tailgate going on, pregame, buffet, and all that. You can sign up for it if you want to be. I mean, that buffet is, let me see, I have it right here, right? She's got meatballs with teriyaki, smoked wings, mozzarella sticks, flatbread pizza, taco nacho bar, salad, cheeseburgers, sliders, kettle chips, brownies, cookies. I mean, killing it. I mean, that's a hell of a meal right there. So you'll be locked and loaded, ready to go for the game, and you can have a couple of brewskis inside the game. I'm interested to see how many fans travel to Indianapolis. I get to take Sean to St. Elmo's, because I never promised him St. Elmo's really that much. I've always promised him, dude, I got to take you to Burns. That's the one I've always told him. I got to take you to Burns. But one day I'm going to take him to Burns. But for sure, now that we're going to Indy, because when I've gone to the Combine, I haven't gone with these guys, whether rest in peace Bill or Sean. Whenever I've gone to the Combine, they've stayed actually, and so they don't go to St. Elmo's with me, because if you go to Indianapolis and you don't have a steak at St. Elmo's while you're there, in the shrimp cocktail, you have to have the shrimp cocktail. I don't know. Did you really visit Indianapolis? I'm not exactly sure you visited Indianapolis if you didn't go to St. Elmo's. That's kind of the way it is. And so there you go. I should have gone to Burns this weekend. We were going to go to Burns this weekend. Yeah, because we couldn't go for my birthday. So we were going to go this weekend, but then the storm and all that. And obviously, this is not the time to go to, go to Central Florida and go to the West Coast. Those folks got a lot of things on their minds right now, and it's not good, unfortunately. So, and our thoughts and prayers are with everybody out there out west, man, and in Central Florida. Jesus, man. the flooding that is going on. Holy moly. And then it runs up into the northern side on the east coast of Florida, all the way up to Flagler Beach and Daytona and all those areas there that also got affected. So many of our Floridians got affected, obviously, by Milton. And by the way, remember, if you are dealing with insurance companies that aren't holding up their end, which I told you all the time, never call the insurance companies. You call Welton Rayom first. So Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom will take care of it. 954-966-4646. Call Jeff Welt or Daniel Rayom. The consultation is completely free. So if you suffered any kind of water, wind damage, whatever it is, maybe you're noticing some brown spots in your roof, you think you have a leak, you're not sure, they'll send over their adjusters. They'll tell you if you have the leak. And if you have the leak, then they're going to go after the insurance company and make sure they fix it. Maybe even get you a new roof. So make sure you call Welton Rayom and don't mess around with these insurance companies. They're not looking out for you. Okay? Our politicians have completely empowered them and weakened us. That's what they've done with the new laws. So the most important thing is to have the best left tackles in the business, and that's Welton Rayom. 954-966-4646. Heat defeated the Pelicans last night. Flight, Pelican Flight, 101-99. Ira Winderman will join us at 10:30. We'll talk a little Heat basketball with him. What else do we have? Panthers took it on the chin on Saturday against the Sabres, 5-2. They're now 1-2 on the season. So they've got the Bruins today at 1:00. Let's see if they can get back on track. Bruins will be motivated to beat them. So they'll be at TD Garden. Barkov is out 2 to 3 weeks. Whew. We got Monday Night Football tonight. We got the Bills and the Jets. 8:15. Bills are favored by 1. The over and under is 41. I don't know if I should bet that game. If I'm going to bet, I'm going to lay the point with the Bills because I don't trust Aaron Rodgers and that Jets offense. So I don't know. But that one seems like Bills -1, overall. So we'll see. But it's nice to see that UM will be back in action in Louisville on Saturday at noon. Dolphins will be playing on Sunday at 1:00. Inter Miami will be playing on Saturday. So it's good to have everything back. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Although what I did enjoy last night was Jerry Jones' birthday and the present he got from the Detroit Lions, 47-9. That was, I got to say, I enjoy watching Jerry Jones just suffer. To me, it's all karma because Jerry Jones has been such an asshole. And, behind the scenes, he is what he is. Who are we kidding here, So karma's a beautiful thing. And here's a guy that fired the best coach he ever hired, who had his football program at the highest level, thinking that he could do it all. And he did the same shit to Parcells and like he's done. And it's funny how they asked him about coaching changes yesterday. No, I'm not even considering that. No, don't even bring it up. And I'm glad that he said it because it doesn't matter who you hire. No one will ever win big in Dallas while that guy's your owner. The owner can't be having press conferences every game and all that, but that's what he wants to do. And so you will undercut every coach that you've had is not going to be respected as long as Jerry Jones is around. I've said this for many years now, and I will never stop saying it. And I love watching what they're doing. Love watching them suffer. Love watching Jerry Jones fall on his face. And it's nothing against the Cowboy fans. Yeah, they're loud and obnoxious and all that kind of stuff. It's really nothing against the players, nothing really against the fans. It's really mostly all about Jerry Jones because he's a bad dude. One day I'm sure it'll all come out and tell all books and all kinds of stuff that's gone on behind the scenes and been swept or hidden or whatever it is. And yeah, it is what it is. But I see karma there is what I see with Jerry Jones. From everything that he's done, this is how he gets repaid. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love it. Hell, they got even to the point yesterday where they were talking about the lighting coming through the glass roofs, that it was just like too much. And so it affects the Cowboys, and it was affecting them on one drive, but it's like it didn't affect Detroit, and they won 47-9, you know? So it's just funny how that wasn't the day to bring it up, but they still brought it up anyway, you know? And, you know, on his birthday, I got to say, that was one of the best presents I have ever seen in my life for Jerry Jones. You know, that was good. That was good. Don't forget, many ways to support our show. You, of course, can hit the like button. Very important to hit the like button, get the algorithms going. And, of course, you can also make a donation to the program. We, of course, prefer Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which, you know, we love the Bitcoin and Ethereum donations on Cash App or Venmo. You can use those QR codes that we have there. Or, of course, it's Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And we always appreciate it. And, of course, visiting our amazing sponsors is another way of supporting our program, and we thank you, however it is that you can support our program by visiting our sponsors or making a donation or whatever it is that you can do out there, and hit that like button. Very important to hit that like button. NorCal is in number one. Jamie Zorrilla, a little roll call here. He's out in San Jose. Oscar Rojas, smashing it in Melbourne. Steve Chapman. It was nice getting a break from this miserable season. Back to reality today. Maybe a fresh start will make a difference. We shall see. There's something to talk about today that about that fresh start you're talking about. Coach AJ is in. One-Eyed Jack. Yep. Bitcoin was pumping. Yep. NorCal is in Martinez, California. Have fun in Indy, Big O and Sean. Fins for life. There we go. Thank you, sir. Let's see. What else? NorCal says, got the desktop streaming and the work cell streaming. How do you all tune into the Big O show? Fins Up is in the house. James Vivinetti. Tom Stocco is in Venice. Very nice. Very nice. I'm dying to take the wife to Venice before it completely sinks. Ray Sosa, as it was nice not stressing about the Fins and Canes this weekend. Well, the Canes aren't that much of a stress, right? I mean, they're 6-0, dude. Couple close, but they're wins. So, I don't know, right? Dolphins, yes, but I don't know. The considering what we've had in the past, I would call this a beautiful Canes season compared to the shit that we've gone through. So I would kind of disagree with you on that one. Stetson O, Gus 1388, Share Bear, Aaron Hernandez, Sneak Attack, Lisa Rose, Brian Landis, Rosendo. Keep the faith. The season is still early. The entire AFC East is struggling. We still have a shot. We got a shot to be special. Skylar Tipton, Alexis Palenzuela, James Tallman. McDaniel's a complete idiot. I could call a better game and get the plays in on time. I'm not going to argue with you, James. You probably could. Michael Lombardo. Morning O, Big O. The players need to step up and have a great trip. Yes, they do. Jeff is in Long Island. He's just checking in, hitting the like button, and then he'll watch the show later, he says. But we appreciate that. That's dedication. Thank you, sir. That's great support. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Fins Up. Hypersonic Lucky 7. We've got the Colts. Oh, no. And Joe Flacco is there. Okay. No, I watched the game. Colts aren't shit. It's just really up to our team to play Well, that's all. Luis Dominguez is in the house. Looking forward to hanging in Indy. Looking forward to seeing you in Indy, sir, and everybody else that's going to go to Indy. And then we've got the Buffalo trip, although we won't be going to the game on that one. And then the Rams. The Los Angeles Rams. I was going to say the St. Louis Rams. And so the Los Angeles Rams will be going to that game too. That's the other one. Can't wait to go to that game. Oh, my God. I'll be there almost a whole week, dude, because I get there Thursday morning and leave Tuesday afternoon or some shit. I think we leave in the afternoon or something. So almost there a whole week. The Lions, the Lions have released a press release on Aiden Hutchinson, who underwent successful surgery to repair a fractured tibia and fibula at Baylor White Medical Center in Irving, Texas last night. Hutchinson will return to Detroit this week and is expected to make a full recovery. There's no timetable for his return to play at this time. I would say that Aiden Hutchinson is done for the year, unless somehow he can make a recovery for the Super Bowl, because that's like the farthest away. That's about it. But I even doubt you're going to want to put him on the field for that. But then again, it is a Super Bowl. So I can see something crazy like that. What a shame, right? I'm not a Lions fan, but Jesus Christ, the Lions deserve every break in the book. Their fans deserve every break in the book. They deserve a great season. They deserve a championship. You know what I mean? And so I root for them. I do. I root for them because as a Dolphins fan, I know what it's like to be a Browns fan. I know what it's like to be a Lions fan and suffer for a long time. And they've been suffering longer than us. And that's rough. That's rough, dude. That is rough. Let's see. Ray Sosa says the insane graphic about how all the major hurricanes have gone towards. Yes. We posted that over the weekend, that it is a crazy thing to see how hurricanes, all the hurricanes since 2017. This is the map for all your hurricanes since 2017. Not a 2 in sight. 3s, 4s, and 5s. Like Jeff Ireland wide receivers. Anyway, so just wow. Pretty crazy, huh? Now, don't get too cocky, by the way, because all this kind of crap is in cycles. So those of us like myself and others that live on the East Coast, and we'll go, wow, damn, it's unlucky on that. Yeah, they've been unlucky. But you know how it is. There's going to go a cycle where we're going to get walloped on this side a whole bunch of times too. And right now, we're just fortunate. We're really lucky that we haven't been hit by one, but it's only, not that I'm wishing it or anything, but we're not going to sit here and say, it'll never, you see, you just can't live on the Gulf side. Come on. You know that's not true. So but it is screwed up how since 2017, all the storms are going inside the Gulf. That is pretty nutty. Arizona Fanatic is in the house. Jay Slim, Stephen Harris, Jerry Jones' greatest birthday gift. That's right. Brian Landis, I know you don't like Screaming A, but it's funny how he trolls the cowgirls. Yeah, he does troll them. He trolls them good. Horn Dog, Andrew Mann, Cowboys can still win if they make Pence. Still win if Mike Pence has courage to do the right thing. Reverse those losses. I like that. Andrew. That was good. That was good, man. That was good. Omar Geiner. Who's this hypersonic guy? Is this guy new? Does he have any idea what the rules are on this show? Like, there's no spamming here, bro. Make your point and move on. We don't need not any one person should be, dominating the chat board and putting 40,000. You will not last long here. You will be blocked. That's your warning since you're a newbie, obviously, because I've never seen that name here. But, so let's respect everybody else. Louis Beltran is in the house. George Ceballos, Fernando Perez, Hutchinson. He's a good dude. I don't know, but he definitely plays the right way, bro. A motor that never stops. Jay Gelfin is in the house. Look at what I'm seeing from the Heat so far as development goes. Looking forward to hearing from Ira. Pele Larson is impressive for a second. I'm telling you, he has that Drazen Petrovic type of attitude. He has that what was that other guy that played for Golden State? He has that toughness that comes with some. There are some of these European guys. Some of them are, they're athletic and they're I'm not going to say soft, but I'm going to say they're finesse, right? And then there's a few European guys that come and they have like a nasty streak to them. You know what I'm saying? And Pele Larson is one of those cats that plays with a lot of confidence for a young guy. And it reminds me of the Drazen Petrovic's. And I'm trying to remember the other guy, dude, that played for the Warriors, a tough guy, man, and drove to the basket with physicality, you know what I mean? And Pele Larson just reminds me a lot. I'm not saying the play is identical. I'm talking about the attitude, the confidence. Because when you come from another country and you come from another type of basketball, you come here, there's an adjustment. And some of these guys were able to adjust quickly because they were fearless. And Larson rubs me that way, dude. Fearless guy. Jerome, it says major hurricane. They wouldn't count anything under a 3. Yeah, I think either way, dude, that's pretty bad that they're all hitting there and not hitting it. Actually, they haven't hit us because you could just count from 2017 back that we really haven't gotten hit. So, militaries can manipulate weather, intensify, and dissipate it. Miles P. Miles, listen, brother, I'm not into Marjorie Taylor Greene and stupid people, just so you'll know. I hope you're joking. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not, you're an incredibly stupid motherfucker. Am I clear on that? Like, just in case, if you're being serious, I just want you to know there's a reason why, sometimes they want to cut education and I don't know, certain people, certain groups of people that follow certain people are really stupid. So you might be part of that group. You know what I'm saying, dude? So if you're part of that Marjorie Taylor Greene and you're really stupid, I'm not going to be sympathetic here. Just want you to know, my brother. I don't have time for that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be your friend. And I'm going to tell you that you don't know what you're talking about and that you're stupid and you're ignorant and you need to get educated. Okay? Just so you'll know. Anyway, Chris Duquette is smashing it. Derek Sibley is in the house. He says South Florida is overdue. Of course we're overdue. It's only a matter of time. It's a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Sports media says we're going to beat the Colts as long as McDaniel sticks to the run game. Dean is reminding everyone to smash it. Rosendo says, Big O show, don't ever tell the host what to say. Rule 2, do not spam the show. Rule 3, please understand this is the Big O radio show. Refer to Rule 1. That's right. That's damn right. The beauty is I don't answer to anybody. So I do what I want. And that's the way it will go. And that's what I've earned. Sports media is in the house. George Ceballos, who do you think is going to get cut from the Heat? Oh, God. I'd have to look at the list. You got me by surprise now. But it'll probably be like one of those back-end guys that they recently signed. It's probably what it's going to be. And you know what? A bunch of those guys will all get sent to the G League anyways. So they'll get cut to be sent to the G League because that's kind of what they do. They're adding guys that they know either will make the team or make the G League team, that kind of stuff. So that's probably what's going to end up happening. Jerome says, JT probably back for our game. Wonder if we get Richardson over. Oh, we're going to get Richardson for sure, I think, next week. Yeah. And who, in your opinion, is the best dancer for the Miami Heat? I don't follow him enough, Frankie. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Lucatero, Jay Slim, Paul Pereira, Cardano, Big O. Is Cardano running a little bit today? It's about time, bro. Cardano has been so slow, my brother. Right? It has been incredibly slow, Cardano. I'm not going to talk a lot of crypto, but I'm interested to see if it did go up a little bit here. It would be nice if it went up 3%. Immutable X is 6. Star Atlas is almost 7. Jasmy's 7.5. That starts to get me excited. Solana, 6.5%, up to $154. Now that gets me excited. Frankie Fresco is excited. Do you know why Frankie Fresco is excited? Because he and we got Hey Thaler, and it's up 13%. So there you go. Let's see. Dean Rodriguez says, sorry, but anyone can Google cloud seeding. Yeah, sure, dude. And any stupid person can try to, think that they're going to create hurricanes and all that kind of stuff. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Let's not be stupid now. Don't be ridiculous. If you want to be a dumbass, bro, if you want to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, then you go ahead, my brother. You know what I mean? But I'm not tolerating stupidity. So, Ocala Joe Morning, Owen Sean, smashing in the like button too. Have a great show. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's see. Can't believe the Heat is plus money to win the Southeast. Well, if Jimmy wants to play, then you got a shot, right? I mean, if Jimmy plays, and he said yesterday or the day before, whatever it was, that he plans to play as many games as possible. He's not going to make a bold prediction because then, he'll be held to it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he can't really count on his body. So we know what this is all about. We've watched it for 2 years. If Jimmy plays hard, the Heat will be a top 4 seed. The young guys will play even better when Jimmy plays because he's a terrific facilitator and supporter of them. Plus, he opens it up for them because they've got to worry about Jimmy attacking and everything. This is all, he's the straw that stirs the drink. And if it's not about Jimmy, then it's about development. And I'll have fun with that at least. But at the beginning of the season, I'm going to find out in the first couple of months what we're going to reach a fork in the road, and we're going to find out which direction are we going in. Are we going into the future of the Miami Heat, or are we staying in the present with Jimmy Butler, and we're going to try to see if they can actually make a run of the playoffs, right? That's what's going to happen. It's either or. We're going to find out. We'll find out more with Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans. Time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
There you are. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I got a feeling every time I do the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report this year, it's all going to be based on whether Jimmy Butler is still playing, whether he's out there and being active, and everything else will revolve around that. Big O, it doesn't seem like much will really change that. It's the Jimmy Butler season.
But, you know, Ira, I told you this before, and I'm going to stay consistent with this, and I just said it before you came on. All right, we're going to find out two roads we're on. But this is good. This is all good. Okay, so you either Jimmy commits, he wants the ball, okay, like Bitcoin over 66,000 now. Anyway, so he wants the ball, right? So then this is going to be a fun season. You're going to win more of your games. You're going to be a top 4 seed because, like I just said before you came on, I think you would agree with me. If Jimmy plays well and plays hard, it trickles down. And it makes everybody better because he's not the greedy star. He's the selfless star that elevates all ships. So it's a beautiful thing. Now, if he doesn't want to, it's also beautiful because then we have now seen the end of the road. And so now you either make a trade midseason and you unload and you move on, or you're stuck with them for one more year, but now you know, okay, it's about young guys, it's about developing, and it's about moving forward. And then in a year, we'll get rid of the Jimmy salary and you'll have flexibility, but we'll have closure one way or the other. And I think it's better than being in the middle where we've been for 2 years, like, well, are they trying or are they not trying? And I think Riley already had his fill of this already. So I think this is a good thing for the Heat. It may not be pretty. It may be painful at times. It might be uncomfortable, or it could be a lot of fun. I don't know. But either way, I think it's good because the Heat is going to move on one way or another from the mess they've been in the last 2 years.
Well, I think it's you've been talking about this, and it's important. You only get to this point when a player is approaching the end of his contract. For Jimmy, they could be one more year. There's a player option. If Pat Riley had re-upped him in the offseason, we would not be having this discussion. That he would be locked in. It would be all or nothing Jimmy Butler. So you do have those two diversion paths. But if you want to be good now and you want to win now, and I know one of your listeners on your chat line mentioned, can the Heat still win their division, be better than the Orlando Magic this year? If Jimmy Butler is close to being Jimmy Butler, then of the two teams, the Miami Heat have the best player on either team. If he's not, then Paolo Banchero might be better. Then Franz Wagner might be better. So you need to have the best Jimmy Butler to win now. I still think you can. I still think he can come motivated. Now, is it motivated by winning or is it motivated by money? But like you would say, who gives a rat's ass which it is as long as you get productivity? What you have to be careful about is this. If it's motivated by winning, it's a perfect world. You move forward. If it's motivated by money, does that get muted when you give the extension, when you give more time? Or can you reach a happy medium where, you know what, Jimmy? And I don't think any way he or his agent go for this. Let's do the year-by-year plan. We'll tack on another year. We'll give you another player option. We'll take this out incrementally instead of committing to the 3 or 4 years that he and his agent are seeking. You might be able to do that. So you have to find out not only what he's doing, but why he's doing it. But he's still all things Heat. When Jimmy Butler is playing, he's the best player on the Miami Heat. If he's playing with something to prove. It looks like, at least early, he is for this reason. Big O, Jimmy has not played more than 2 exhibitions in years. Didn't play in the preseason at all last year. The simple fact, and I hate to be saying this, that he's getting himself out on the court has to be encouraging. Now, that's a hell of a low bar. Just show up for work. But you know what? So much about this team really is just show up for work.
No, I get that. And look, the unknown for any of you on the beat or in the NBA or whatever is we don't know really what the Heat are thinking, their finality of this whole thing. Okay, if we could get Jimmy back on board, we'll extend them and we'll be happy. Or, yeah, this guy's just going to con us. And he's just going to work for the contract, and then he's going to go back to doing what he just did the last couple of years once we give him the money. And if the Heat are thinking the latter, then there's never going to be an extension, and there'll be a trade, in the middle of the year. One way or another, there'll be some kind of a trade or something like that. That's the part that we don't know. Is the Heat still hopeful, or they believe? Because, see, I have a hard time believing that Jimmy Butler, if you give him an extension, can give you Jimmy Butler for that extension. I believe he can give it to you. He can try for this one season. I don't even know if his body will hold up. So if the Heat thinks like I do, there's no future. But if they don't and they actually think they can, then there's something to play with here. I don't know how they're thinking, and I don't know if you know how they're thinking. That is there really a future here, or we got to find a way to get the hell out of this thing?
Well, it was interesting. When I spoke to Jimmy on Saturday, I came full force with the question about how many games you're going to play. Last year, you joked about playing 10 in the preseason. I asked him about awards. He said something very interesting when I asked him about playing that 65-game threshold. He said, awards don't matter to me anymore. I know what I'm going to get paid. He still believes he's a maximum salary player. He believes because, unfortunately, the NBA has a salary ceiling, he deserves to be at that ceiling. I always hate when contracts become, how much do you got versus what you're worth. And in the NBA, everyone gets the max because that's basically what happens with stars. I do think there's a compromise that Jimmy won't go for, but the Heat have been creative with, and that's this. If you build a new contract, build it on games played. Build it on a performance metric. Build it on something so you constantly have to be the Jimmy Butler we think. A Jimmy Butler who shows up every night, a Jimmy Butler, whatever formula you want to use, who provides you the cohesive statistics and play and minutes to make you a winner, and build it that way. So I would say this, Jimmy, I'll give you an extension. I'll give you another year. But this many games, this type of productivity from you, this type of winning, team winning goals, if we win this amount, so you therefore have him pushing for winning also. But Big O, we know that's not how it works. The players rule, the agents rule, they expect the max, and it's almost inconceivably, even for guys who aren't top 25 players, they get the max. That's become the problem with the NBA with the salary ceiling. That whether you're Steph or whether you're LeBron or whether you're one of the top players, Jokic or someone like that in the Antetokounmpo in the league right now, you just get it. Bam got it, not super max, but he got max, and that's just the way it is. That's the problem with NBA salaries.
Yeah, no, it is they're out of control in every league pretty much.
But there are certain players, I would almost give them an unlimited salary because they've proven. There's like 5 or 6 players who are the ultimate best, the Doncic's, the Jokic's, the Antetokounmpos, whatever they want, they make you better. But it's these guys who are the 12th best player and the 18th best player and the 26th best player, and they go, yeah, I want that too. Hey, there's a max. I want it. Hey, agent, go get it, or else I'll threaten and the team will get screwed. That's the problem with the way the salaries are aligned right now.
No, I'm with you there. Talk to me a little bit about what you saw yesterday in their win against the Pelicans. What did you pick? I mean, the whole about the 5 guys playing together, that doesn't mean shit to me until we get to the regular season. Then I can start to get a feel for those 5 guys playing together and see, what it'll turn out. But outside of that, which storylines did you pick up from last night?
Well, it's actually the 5th starter that we've been talking about. Who's going to start with Rozier and Hero and Butler and Adebayo? I think we now know it's going to be Nikola Jovic. I wish it was Jokic. Nikola Jovic. The problem is, how was he going to fit in? And now we're seeing it. It was really interesting. And I just posted a story at sunsentinel.com on this. And when Nikola Jovic arrived, he said, I'm a guard. And the Heat were like, yeah, you're 6'10". You ain't no guard. We didn't draft you for that. And if you remember, the Heat sent Jovic to the G League a few times to play center, to literally tenderize him toward playing as a big man. That's not who he is. That's not how a lot of these Europeans are. They want the ball. They want to play make. They want to be ball handlers. I think the Heat have now found a sweet spot for Nikola Jovic. Bust out dribbles, being a playmaker, spacing the floor at the 3-point line, That's what we're seeing in the preseason, is this evolution. That's something the Heat do very well. They find your skill set. They find how to best maximize you. What I like about what we're seeing is this. If the starting lineup is Adebayo and Jovic and Butler and Hero and Rozier, I like the bench because I like having Jaime Jaquez off the bench. I like having Duncan Robinson shooting off the bench. I like having Haywood Highsmith's defense off the bench. I like having Kevin Love's veteran leadership rebounding and outlet passes. So the East is so top-heavy in lineups. Boston sold off everything to have that great starting lineup last year. It worked. The Knicks traded off everything to have a great starting lineup this year. We'll see. Same thing with the Sixers. Could the Heat, if they really care about the regular season, utilize their depth to have a successful season, to have, as we spoke about, finishing ahead of the Magic and winning their division, ahead of the Pacers, ahead of the Cavaliers, challenging for a top 4 seed? I think that's the Heat's key to victory. Every one of those top teams in the East, the Celtics, the Knicks, for sure the 76ers, maybe the Bucks have a better starting lineup. Can depth matter? I think that's what we might see at the start of the season.
Yeah, obviously Spo likes to go like his 8-man rotation and kind of keep it tight and all that.
In the playoffs more, yeah.
I love what you're talking about. Go 10, 11 deep. And then obviously this has to work with you in order for you to do this.
Right.
But there's a couple of ways of looking at this. If you want Jimmy to play a lot of games,
bingo.
Well, if the guys off the bench and Jaquez and all those guys do their part
time,
and score and all that, exactly, it buys Jimmy time where he doesn't have to play 38 minutes a game and he can play somewhere in the 28, 30, 31 range, keep him fresh all the way up until the postseason. And you have developed a deep rotation. We talked about how maybe Khalil Ware doesn't play early on.
Right.
Well, man, you can find a way to get him into that rotation to help you out, especially in games where maybe you've got a nice, comfortable lead or something, and give some people a rest and keep Bam fresh, keep these guys fresh, then do it. And if Jaquez and company can do their jobs off the bench when Jimmy's resting, then that keeps Jimmy fresher too. You listen, it goes two ways. You want Jimmy to stay. You want him to be effective for you down the stretch. You want him to have gas for the playoffs. Well, then you need to extend your rotation and your bench that you have now drafted and developed needs to really come through so you can actually put all those pieces together.
And when you look at what I just offered, if your lineup is Adebayo and Jovic and Butler and Hero and Rozier, and if your next 4 off the bench are Jaquez and Robinson and Love and Highsmith, you have one more spot in the top 10. It's interesting. We've seen now through 2 preseason games. Is it going to be Alec Burks, who's a professional scorer and veteran? Is it going to be Josh Richardson when he comes back from his shoulder injury? Is it going to be Pelle Larsson and what he's shown us in Summer League, in the scrimmage, in the preseason? And that's the great thing. When you can have competition as deep as your number 10 spot, and like you said, we haven't even mentioned Khalil Ware yet, that's a good thing for your team that you can have that kind of depth. So there are storylines. There are 3 preseason exhibitions remaining this week. Tuesday night home against the Spurs, Wednesday night home against the Hawks, Friday in Memphis. There's still decisions to be made here, and that's a really good thing for the Heat, that they have those decisions. We haven't even talked about the Thomas Bryants or the Khalil Wares or the guys at the end of the rotation, and it shows you that you can have that kind of quality NBA depth. They put together a very good roster. They haven't put together a sexy starting lineup. It's just more of the same. But if depth matters, and you can buy time for Jimmy Butler, and you can keep him in the 30-minute range, you can get more games out of him without necessarily overly stressing him. When you get 35, they did it with LeBron, they've done it with older players, you have to be cognizant of the age factor as well.
Yeah. It's they don't have that electrifying player. That's the difference there. That's the one thing. That's the one element that they're missing. That electrifying player. They just don't have that. But going back to Larsson, I love the confidence he plays with.
Yep.
Young people just don't play with that kind of confidence, and young Europeans even less. And so except
he's a long-time collegian, so it's not the kid like Jovic who came right from Serbia and some second-tier team over there. It's a kid who played Pac-10 quality basketball at Arizona, who knows what he is and knows what he takes. Again, the Heat drafting the older player in certain spots, like they did with Jaquez. So you bring someone in, he's already seasoned, he can give you something. It's a really interesting story. So many people expected him to spend a lot of time at Sioux Falls. I'm not sure he spends any time at Sioux Falls because I think he's NBA ready.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of Jaquez. That this is a kid that's ready.
Mature and good to go.
Yeah. You just need to give him playing time. That's all.
Absolutely. Can you smell what the Swedish chef is cooking? Exactly. Yeah.
Just give him experience, and that's how he's going to get better, from here on out. So yeah, I'm 100% with you there. All right, what do you got going on in the Sentinel outside of that one story you just told us about?
Well, I mentioned that also. Tomorrow it looks like Victor Wembanyama will be coming in with the San Antonio Spurs. Pop has been sort of measuring his time. The Spurs are good this year. They added Chris Paul. They're a different team. And Bam Adebayo spoke about that, and he said, look, I went against this guy in the championship game in the Olympics. He's the unicorn. He's more unicorn than anyone. So I think getting a chance to see Wemby again, you can see it's not the Heat way of doing things, but how tanking has always salvaged the Spurs. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Victor Wembanyama. There is something to be said about tanking because you wind up with greatness. The Spurs will be in tomorrow. You'll get to see him. We only get to see him with one regular season visit. You can see how special he is. And the other thing I'm working on is a story on Drew Smith. And I know the offseason thought was, oh my God, they're bringing this guy back in a two-way. We have young players who deserve it more. We have the summer league guys.
Ball handler. Come on. You need him.
See how you need a veteran playmaker and just someone who's going to level things like he is on the second unit. Because let's face it, Tyler Hero's not a pure point guard. Terry Rozier's not a pure point guard. And if you need to chase these speedy guards 94 feet, I would rather have a Drew Smith doing it than having to waste the energy of a Rozier or Tyler Hero. So I'm working on a piece on Drew Smith also. Look, I know he's not the people's choice, but you know what? Your 11th man doesn't have to be the people's choice. He has to be someone who'll give you quality minutes and buy time in case of injury. That's what the Heat have at the back end of the roster. The games that Bam Adebayo can't start, you're probably going to see Thomas Robinson because you don't. You're going to see Thomas Bryant out there because you don't want to have to buy time with Kevin Love at his age. So everyone here has a purpose. This has been constructed pretty well, what they're doing right now. There will be some tough cuts, but you can see, hey, they're going to have depth. And now we'll see how much depth and how far depth takes you.
Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, as always, thank you, sir. Enjoy the week, and we will catch up next Monday.
Catch you next week on our Acura Pembroke Pines massive Miami Heat season preview. It gets real next week. Thanks, Big O.
Thank you, sir. There you go, Ira Winderman, and go visit Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone and all the amazing people at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume dealership when it comes to Acuras in the Southeast United States. One of the top 2, 3, 4 dealerships in the country. They've been 1, they've been 2. I mean, they're always dominating. And get electrified. The new ZDX is in. $479 right now, lease features and 0.9% financing for 72 months. The RDX, we still have some 2024s. You can get them for $379 a month, 3.9% financing. Check it out for yourself. Full line of certified pre-owned vehicles and, of course, a service center that is just absolutely amazing. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, they do great work there, and it's a nice, relaxing place where you can go take your car to get serviced and enjoy yourself in comfort. They've got complimentary water. They've got a little cafeteria. So if you want to get un pastelito or you want to get a soda or something, you can do that at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Right. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Appreciate it as always. Ray, you are amazing. Ray Martinez, as always, R&M Contractors. Thank you, sir, for the donation on Cash App, or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. He says, invest in XRP. He's a big XRP guy. Oh, by the way, 66,166. I think this is the pump now. Something tells me that this is the one we've been waiting for a while. So we'll talk about this after the show in the Crypto Bro Show, which will be right after this. Okay. Appreciate you all out there. Frankie Fresco says, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was for Ira. Ira, who is the best dancer on the team? Ira will definitely not know that one either. You kidding me? Dustin Ross says, nothing like minor foot surgery to get the morning going. Streaming you in the recovery room, Big O. Hey, Dustin, I hope you feel better, my brother. I know what it's like to have foot surgery and recover from it. And not be able to walk for 3 months and hop around. So I feel you, man. I feel you. So anyway, let's see. Oh, God. Okay. Let's get rid of all these far right-wing idiots that come on and they think they're going to. Or it's some moron named Dean Rodriguez. Just there we go. I did it already, Sean. Don't worry about it. We got rid of that moron too. Let's see. What else do I see? McDaniels is spewing the same word salad, tuning into the Big O Show with more intelligent talk. So with McD addressing the medias, let's see what McD had to say addressing the media today on many different topics. I'm sure he was asked about Tua and if he's going to return. Mike McDaniel said that today that Tua is expected to play again this season, an update on where things stand. Neurosurgeons discuss, according to Jackson, whether Tua is more prone to concussions than the average person. I guess that's an article he has. I can tell you that for sure he's going to be more susceptible. Did you watch what happened? The guy was almost 2 years removed from his last concussion, and the hit that he put on the defensive back, because the defensive back didn't hit him, he just ran into the defensive back, he concussed himself. So if you can't tell he's really easy to get concussed, I can't help you. Anyway, McDaniel says we have to collectively evolve and play our best football at the end of the season. Sometimes being 2-3 isn't the worst thing in the world when you look at it the way I look at it, and the mission never changes. Let's see. By the way, Tua's playing next week against Arizona, whatever McDaniel tells you. Cameron Wolf says McDaniel added that Tua's conversations with experts have been positive and remain ongoing. Of course, he went to Seattle the following week. Let's see what else from McDaniel. What other stuff do we have from the McD guy? He has improved every work week we've had. I'm excited for him because there's so much that gets lost in an NFL game for a player to have confidence and conviction on what's going on. And he's talking about Snoop Huntley. And Snoop Huntley is going to be your backup quarterback. I mean, I told you I would cut Skyler. Once Tua comes back and if Huntley is healthy, I'd cut Skyler, to be quite honest. That's what I would do. Now, they may not do it just so they don't look really bad as a coaching staff, because you already look really bad as a coaching staff because this guy was around you for 2+ years, and he showed that he wasn't even close to being competent as a starting quarterback. So either your coaching is incredibly poor or he's just not a good player. I don't know which one it is. So cutting him will make you look really bad. Optics is the only reason they would keep Skyler around. There is no other reason to keep Skyler around. We have seen enough from Skyler. He has wasted enough of their time. He's taken enough of their money, but they might want to save face on that one. That would be my guess. Okay? That would be my guess. On Isaiah Wynn, lingering things that did come up that weren't the quad residuals in the human body. Stress in one area can lead to stress in another, McDaniel says. He doesn't know when he will be able to play, but has had a positive couple of weeks. Okay? That poor guy, he can't stay healthy. Okay. That's it. I don't know. I don't expect to see Bradley Chubb this week. As for moving forward, we'll see, McDaniel said on Chubb, coming back from the ACL injury he suffered in December. Whenever he's back, I promise you, he couldn't be back any sooner. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else that's earth-shattering from this thing. I didn't really expect too much earth-shattering stuff from this. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at the Big Cheese. I forgot to mention this. Okay, Big Cheese tomorrow, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. We'll be starting at noon, the broadcast, lunchtime. We're not gonna go in there at 10 a.m. to have pasta. You know what I mean? So lunchtime, noon there. We're going to bring a bunch of stuff to give away. We're going to have, what's it called? Gift certificates from the Big Cheese. So you can come back and eat for free or a portion of it or whatever. And we're going to have Caneswear gift certificates. We're going to have Big O Show t-shirts. We're going to give away. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. So come on out, man, and join us. Okay? We'll be out there at the Big Cheese tomorrow. It was supposed to be last Tuesday, but because of the storm, we pushed it back. So tomorrow we'll be at the Big Cheese. Wednesday we'll be at Toyota of Hollywood. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Let's see. What else? Did you see the interview with Psychist about controlling? Oh, God. Give me a break. Let me see. I mean, the fact that any of you idiots think that, you know, what are you bringing up for? They're guiding hurricanes to our country? Really? You know, it's like you all, I should just block every one of you that brings it up. Really, I should do that right now. I think I should do that. I should do that because I really have no time for this. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, I don't really give a shit because it's my show. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you want to talk stupid shit, bro? Go somewhere else and talk stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? But don't take up this chat board with stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you. Fair warning. Okay? You don't like it? I don't care. I really don't give a shit. Okay? By the way, smash the hell out of the like button. Anyway. So you're saying Skyler will become the head coach at Taravella High School, Big O, once Tua comes back. He should. But because you will look so bad, they probably won't let him go. The coaching staff won't let him go. And they'll hang on to him. I don't know why you would, because there is really no reason to hang on to him. Who has been worse, Skyler at QB or Tanner Conner at tight end? I can't disagree. At least Julian Hill shows you some ability, even though it's frustrating as hell, the stupid penalties, Frankie. But Tanner Conner has done nothing. So I'm with you. You know, both of them shouldn't even be on the team. They have wasted space, money, and time. Yes, I agree 100%. CFL Freedom says Chris Greer should be fired now. He's so smart, he built a team that was one concussion away from a disaster. That's not a good thing. Not a good thing. It's really more about Tua doing stupid shit. Okay, as much as I love Tua, he's got to learn to be smart, bro. He can't be dumb out there and put his body at risk. You know, but again, the front office and everybody else is counting on the kid. And then he's supposed to do his part like he did last year. And this year he screwed the front office. He screwed his team. He screwed his fan base. I hope Tua looks at it that way because that's how it needs to be looked at now. It's not about sympathy anymore because he doesn't want your sympathy. He wants to play. So, okay, so we move on. Okay, so now then let's be critical then. Forget about the concussion now. Now let's be critical of Tua and let's say, hey, Tua, dude, you're screwing your team. It's your fault. Nobody else's but your fault, Tua. Right? That's how we have to look at it. We have to blame Tua Tagovailoa for Tua Tagovailoa's injuries. There's nobody else we can blame. There's no sympathy anymore for Tua. There can't be any more sympathy. The team doesn't have any sympathy. The league doesn't have any sympathy. Tua doesn't have any sympathy for himself. He doesn't care about himself. The league doesn't care about him. The team doesn't care about him. All right, we talked about this last week. We're the stupid ones. The fans, oh my God, oh, pobrecito, oh, poor guy. Well, poor guy. He doesn't care. He just wants to, oh, I see two fingers. All right, let me get back out there on the field. Nothing. It's put a Band-Aid on and keep going. He doesn't care about permanent damage. Tua doesn't care about permanent damage. The team doesn't care about permanent damage. The NFL doesn't care about permanent damage. Doctors, as you saw with Josh Allen, they don't care about permanent damage. So why should we care anymore? We talked about this last week. We have to turn the page now with injuries. We have to turn the page now, and we have to be cold and callous just like they are. They're cold and callous. They don't care. You saw the Josh Allen thing. They don't care. And the player doesn't care. So, the way I have to look at it now, I have to say it's all on Tua. I'm blaming Tua for everything now. If he gets injured, that's his fault. Not anybody else's. That's your fault, dude. You held on to the ball, you got injured. You took on a tackler, you got injured. That's your fault, dude. I'm not feeling sorry for you anymore. I'm done with that already. Love the kid, love him as a player. I'm convinced he can play in this game, in this league. But when it comes to his health, why should we care anymore? He doesn't care. So why should we care? No reason. So now I will blame Tua. That's all. And the Dolphins are in this mess because Tua makes bad decisions. Because Tua is ignorant against good decisions. I can't help you. I'm not going to say it's a mistake. It's not a mistake. I'm not going to say it was done by accident. No. You had the example last year. You played smart last year and you lived beautifully. You decided to go back to being stupid, Tua, and guess what happened? You went back to all the injuries again. So I can't blame anyone but Tua Tagovailoa. And zero sympathy. Zero. None. Nada. Nay. Your fingers want to all crawl up. That's your problem, dude. You want to do this. That's all. All I know is You want to play? Well, stay on the field. If you don't, stop screwing my team over. That's the way I have to look at it. You want to play Tua? Play smart. Don't screw my team over anymore. That's the message to Tua. Stop screwing my football team over. You know who you are, right? You're fragile. I'm sorry, did nobody tell you that? You're fragile. So play fragile. That's it. And Dolphins, go draft a quarterback because you have a fragile one. That's all. And I don't know if maybe people need to go remind Tua he's fragile. Because I don't know. I get it. The Yorkie thinks that he's tough, but you're a Yorkie. You weigh 3 pounds. You're not tough. You may think you're tough, but you're a Yorkie. Tua is a Yorkie, not a pit bull. No. You're not a Rottweiler. No. You're not. You're not a Great Dane. Sorry. You're not. You're not. You're a Yorkie. And so, Yorkie, do me a favor, brother. Make good decisions. You're screwing my football team over. That's the way I have to look at it now. The sympathy is completely out the door now. There's no more sympathy anymore. I'm done with sympathy. The league, executives, coaches, and players have already shown me, and I'm 58 years old. Now's when I figured it out at 58. There's no reason to be There's no reason to have any sympathy. None whatsoever. Unless they died, unless they end up like a vegetable or paralyzed, then maybe we can, that's when we can have some sympathy. But if, you get concussed and you just want to go back in there and because you've been concussed several times and you don't care, why should I care anymore? Don't know why I should care anymore. I'm sorry, you want to stay in a sailboat during a hurricane? Bro, knock yourself out, man. Oh, he died? There's no reason to have any sympathy at all. So, if Tua's going to be selfish and put my favorite team's season at risk, then I'll be selfish and I won't be sympathetic. And I'll be saying, hey, dude, I don't care that you're injured. You got injured because you wanted to get injured. That's your fault. You screwed the Dolphins. You screwed your teammates. In fact, when Tua comes back, the first thing he should do is apologize to his team and apologize to the fans. How about that? That's what Tua Tagovailoa needs to do. He needs to apologize to the owner that's paying him a lot of money for not living up to his responsibilities. He needs to apologize to his team for not living up to his responsibilities. He needs to apologize big time to the fans for not living up to his responsibilities. Because by not taking care of himself, he is failing his responsibilities. Isn't that interesting? That's how it needs to be spun. There's no more sympathy. Why should there be? There needs to be blame. That's all. Pointing fingers and blaming Tua. I'm serious about this, by the way. I know I joke around when we have fun blaming Tua for everything, but specifically this, it's all on Tua. Every single bit of it. You want to know why you're 2-3? It's Tua's fault. Nobody else's. Blame Tua for this mess right here. He created this mess. He chose to create this mess. He chose to go in this direction because no one in the world would tell Tua run into a defender. Only Tua would be stupid enough to run into a defender because he's done it before, coming off of a concussion. But that was even worse. He didn't get concussed, but he actually walked over to the coach and ignorantly said he needed that. So why should I sympathize with that? Should I sympathize with ignorant idiots that think we're, guiding hurricanes to our country? No. I'm not going to sympathize with Tua. I'm not. I don't feel sorry for you, bro. You scrambled your own eggs, dude. You think you're a tough guy. You think you're a football player or some shit. It's like listening to Marino in that commercial. It's funny. It's only a commercial. Well, let's return. Yeah. Can you imagine? You weren't a football player then. You're going to return now? Because Marino's not a football player. Peyton Manning's not a football player. Tom Brady's not a football player. And neither is Tua Tagovailoa. They're just passers. They're just like kickers and punters. They're specialists. They're not football players. Lamar Jackson's a football player. Josh Allen's a football player. They can do other things. They have to. They have no choice, but they're football players. These guys aren't football players. They're passers. So that's the real deal. That's what's going on with Tua Tagovailoa. Okay? That's how it needs to be viewed from here on out. It's his irresponsibilities that are holding the Dolphins back. He's the one that chooses to hold on to the ball too long. He's the one that chooses to take on tacklers. Not anybody else. So blame only Tua for what's going on here, because we know Mike McDaniel's useless. We're watching it. Okay? The guy's not a good coach. He can't coach. And all of you out there that thought, oh, McDaniel can make anybody a quarterback. Boy, you feeling really. Hey, by the way, where are all those people? Because I know out of the 188, I know I blocked two of them now, the two idiots that had hurricane stuff. Those are the kind of idiots that think that anybody could play that position and that McDaniel would make them a great quarterback. Remember that? Where are all you? Because out of the 188 that are watching right now, several of you said, guaranteed, anyone could be successful in this offense. McDaniel could make anybody a QB. Now we're learning that McDaniel can't make anyone a QB. Tua is his own man. Okay? Whether it was Flo's staff or McDaniel, none of them have made him a better QB. The only thing McDaniel did was invest confidence into him. That's it. Just pump that confidence into him. That's the only thing he did, is that he needed a coach that believed in him. He didn't have one. This coach believed in him, and that's it. Everything else has been done by Tua. So hopefully Tua understands this and plays the way he's supposed to play. But unfortunately, now if you're the Dolphins, you have no choice. You must get another quarterback. You must get another quarterback. No doubt about that. Okay? Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir, for your incredible support as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can use. You can also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. So Bitcoin at 65,898, flirting with 66 now. It's a beautiful thing. It hit 66,131, and it's at 65,947. So this is it. This is the pump we were waiting for. Here we go. We are about to break the 70s, baby. Yeah. I wonder if we're going to get the God candle already, because we're going to get, my prediction is we will get 2 God candles in this one. I'm going to stay away from the crypto talk till the Crypto Bro Show in a few minutes. I just don't see how the Dolphins aren't looking to draft Tua's replacement already. Wonder if any scouts are out there watching. Oh, they're already watching college tape of QBs. Guaranteed, dude. Guaranteed, True Fin fan. Guaranteed. Okay? Yes. They have to now. They have no choice now. Let's see. O said he would draft a QB even if we won the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, no, you have to draft a quarterback in the first round. Hold on a second. If he's worthy, because if you win games, the guy that may be there may not be worth it, and maybe the guy in the second round might be about the same. So, but now if you're right up at the front of the draft because you've lost the rest of the games or something, then yeah, you definitely take him early. But I would definitely draft a quarterback in the first or second rounds, if as long as he's worthy of the draft pick. You know what I'm saying? But you have to draft a quarterback now. You're screwed, bro. You can't trust Tua. This is the worst scenario we're in. We can no longer trust Tua. I can love the kid. I know he can be a player and a passer in this league, but I have to say, I can't trust Tua anymore. He refuses to play smart. Don't get it. Drew Brees understood for his entire career, bro. Warren Moon was a pure passer. He wasn't taking shots or trying to outrun people or anything like that. Marino and Brady and all these guys, dude. All these passers that are statues that can't move. They understood how they had to play the game. Get rid of the football quickly. Throw it away if you have to. Don't take hits. Don't take sacks. And don't turn over the ball. That's it. Live for the next play. Every one of them understood that. Tua is the only one that thinks, oh, I can be like Josh Allen. No, you can't, bro. I don't know what it is, dude. Can't answer it. But he just can't play smart. And it just drives me crazy. He especially should be apologizing to his teammates. That shit was dumb. Yeah, he should, fish whistle. He should apologize to his teammates. Fernando is asking, is Waddle overrated? Have not seen him take over games or make consistent clutch catches. He does drop too many footballs. Yeah. Yep. No matter what, we need another QB after the season because we know we can't trust him to stay healthy in the future. He's too reckless and too much of a risk. Exactly. He's too reckless. That's insane that we're saying that about Tua. I would have never thought about I would have thought of Tua as a calm, cool, collective, smart dude that would have clearly understood, like Marino, like anybody else. Bro, Marino didn't like to get hit. He didn't want to get hit. And he got rid of the ball. And he threw it away many, 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 many times. And I never had a problem with that. And he wasn't running and he wasn't tackling anybody. You intercepted his football. He was just going to be pissed off about it. And that's it. And I lived happily ever after with it. And he's going to always be my favorite QB of all time. Always. He's going to be my favorite Dolphin of all time, Dan Marino. Love the guy. But he knew his limitations and he played perfectly to them. Why can't Tua do the same thing? The same guy in the building. All he has to do is go, which I'm sure he never has, but really go watch several games of Dan. Watch how he played. Watch how he really played the game. So, Brian says, I like Tua, but I would be an advocate for the Finns to take a QB high in the next draft if the right one is available. That's the key. If the right one. Vivinetti wants to draft Milroe as insurance. Let's see. Thank you, Jimbo. Very kind of you. Kind words, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. I'm watching college games just to see the QBs. Good for you, Chase. I think we'll go to the Senior Bowl this year in the East-West. Adolfo says, I disagree with you, Big O. We can't get another QB until we change our coach. Our current coach will not be a good evaluator. And, you know, that's an exceptional point. It's an exceptional point. Because I really don't want McDaniel's word on it. Yeah. Because he had Skyler around for 2+ years and didn't know he couldn't play. Adolfo, that was strong on your part, bro. That was strong. That was strong. Hey, man, when you're right, you're right. You know, that's how it is on this show. And if you're wrong, I'll tell you you're wrong. But that's a good one, bro. That's a good one. John Padilla is checking in from San Jose, California. In my opinion, you probably need to look and draft a QB at least in the 3rd round, one who has some good potential to win some games. Stop playing the 7th round QB game. Yeah. Well, at this point, you got to have somebody that really has like much more potential than a 7th rounder because of Tua's situation. You could take the 6th, 7th round, 5th round quarterback, street free agent, if you have an established quarterback, and this is kind of a project that has some skills. You get it? But in this case, I'm with you. You got to take a more accomplished quarterback, a quarterback that you are much more sure is closer to being a starter because you need him desperately. I'm with you 100% on that. 100%. Big O, have you ever seen Men at Work in concert? Yes, I have. I'm going to see them later this week up here in Melbourne for the first time. Colin Hay still sounds great. Okay? So, yes, I have. And you will enjoy the hell out of it. Tua is the equivalent of a drunk driver, reckless. Unfortunately, it's a strange comparison, but he is reckless out there. You are correct. Yeah, I think we go on a run to make the playoffs when Tua comes back, or am I being delusional? I think we got a chance to do that, bro. I think they can. Maybe we're both delusional. Maybe, you know what, Sean? Give Brett and me, or give Chase and me a blind-ass fan alert just for the hell of it. We need it. We deserve it.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
Frankie likes Tyler Warren from Penn State, would be a great pickup for the Dolphins. Greg says it's such a bummer because Tua is such a likable guy, but you're right, Big O. Tua has put us fans and organization in the worst possible scenario with his health, with his decisions. Holding the ball too long or deciding that he's some kind of football player or something. You know, unfortunately, that's the way we have to look at it, that it's Tua's fault. Not anybody else's, because they wouldn't be in this position if Tua made better decisions. In fact, they would have a winning record right now if Tua made better decisions. By the way, I'm loving this pump, dude. Jesus, boy, we're going to have a lot to talk about in the Crypto Bro Show coming up. Loving it. Bitcoin over 66,000. Man, it's nice. Solana at $155. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good. Love that. Love that. Anyway, what else do we have going on? Let's get to our 3A graphics sports calendar on a weekend where the Dolphins, Canes, and Inter Miami were off. Call my guy, Alan Blanco, for custom printing and embroidery. If your company needs it, 786-618-1443. Alan is amazing. You can do all this stuff by phone and Zoom and all that. That's what he tells me, that everybody does it pretty much by that way. So anywhere in the country, you can call 3A Graphics and they'll get it done and ship it to you right away. 786-618-1443. Excellent work they do. Heat over the Pelicans. Fly, Pelican, fly. 101-99. Miami is 1-1 in the preseason. Tuesday, they take on San Antonio at the Kaseya Center. 7:30 tip. The Liberty defeat the Lynx 80-66. They tie the WNBA Finals at 1 game apiece. Breanna Stewart was amazing yesterday. 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 7 steals, dude. Her defense was sick. Game 3 Wednesday, 8 o'clock ESPN at the Lynx. So the next 2 games, they go to Minnesota. Saturday, the Panthers lost to the Sabres 5-2. Barkov, as you all know, is injured. He's out 2 to 3 weeks. Today, 1 o'clock, they're at the TD Garden to take on the Bruins. Yes, sir.
To add to that, Paul Maurice announced this morning Kachuk will be out for a week with the illness.
Okay, so there you go. Kachuk illness, 1 week. So no Kachuk and no Barkov tonight against the Bruins. Tonight, you've got Monday Night Football. Bills visiting the Jets. The Bills are favored by 1. Over and under is 41. Wednesday, FIU taking on UTEP, and FIU is favored by 5. Over and under is 49. Saturday at noon, it's Miami taking on Louisville, and Miami is favored by 4. And on Sunday, the Colts and the Dolphins, and that'll be at 1 o'clock. And the Colts are favored by 4 points. Over and under is 42. I already bet the Dolphins. I took the 4 points. I'm such a homer on this one. Anyway, Dodgers, by the way, also rout the Mets 9-0 to take a 1-0 lead in the NLCS. Game 2 today, 4:08 first pitch. And then game 1 of the ALCS, Cleveland and the Yankees, 7:38 first pitch. That's your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Big O, how about a victory cigar for Devon Achan celebrating his birthday? Today's his birthday? Well, we'll give him a happy birthday in the birthday segment. We'll give him a victory cigar if they win on Sunday. You only get a victory cigar with a victory. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. If I had $1 for every QB out of college, that would be great fit for every team every year. I'd be rich. This situation sucks. Great job, Uno. He's got to make better decisions. I don't understand Tua. I don't get him. He's young. He's smart. I don't get why he would act like this. I really don't. It makes zero sense. By the way, Toyota of Hollywood is a proud sponsor of our program, and we've been telling you about Toyota of Hollywood for a while now. Obviously, I've got plenty of experience owning Corollas and Camrys, Camry hybrids. I got another Camry now. My wife has driven a Camry too. My daughter bought a Corolla at Toyota of Hollywood recently. So she's also a Toyota believer. And whether it's the Corolla, the Cross, the Hybrid, the LE, the SE, the RAV4, the Camry, the Crown, beautiful car, man. The Crown is nice. The Prius, get the Prius Prime, the Supra, so many different vehicles. Get on down there, man. Go see Herbie Lopez and the great people at Toyota of Hollywood. They've got over 2,000 Toyotas in stock, over 1,200 new Toyotas also in stock, which is absolutely amazing. And it gives you a great selection, because you hate going to these dealerships where, you're looking for this model. Yeah, we got these 2 here. 2? They're going to have at least 20, 40, 50, 100 sometimes. I mean, that's what it is. Oh, you like a RAV4? Okay, well, check out these 20. Check out these 40, you know? Oh, you're looking for a Camry? Yeah, we got about 50 here you want to pick from. Color, style, with or without a sunroof, with or without leather seats. it just, we're all different. And there's certain things that we like in cars and certain things we demand in cars and certain things that we don't care to have in cars. We're all different. And Toyota understands that. So Herbie, the way he runs that place is thousands of cars, a selection that is second to none. That way you drive off the lot with the car you want. My daughter had, I don't know how many Corollas it was, but it looked like an army of Corollas. I swear, it had to be over 50 Corollas easily that were there. And you're like, okay, this is how you take the time to pick what color you want. And she was deciding between two colors that she really liked. And that's what you want to have, a selection that makes it hard to decide which one you want. That's why you go to Toyota of Hollywood. They are creeping it real with some scary deals, baby. That's what they're doing. 2,000 Toyotas in stock. So come on out, check it out. 2.75 financing available for 4 full years, 0 down, no payments for 90 days. Tell them that Big O sent you, and they will take care of you at Toyota of Hollywood. Tonight, unfortunately, I'm going for the Jets. I'll give our Finns an opportunity to go for a 3-way tie in the division. Finns up. Don't screw this up. It's not a matter of rooting, it's a matter of money. And I am going to go with the Bills because I got to put my money on it, not my heart. And I 1 point is nothing. And I just don't believe in that Jet offense. I don't believe in the old man. I think he's such a cancer. So I don't know, guys. I would not. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. You know, I am going to disagree with you on that one. Man, this pump is sexy, bro. Immutable X is pushing at 10%. Love it. Love it. Yeah, man, that is nice. That is very nice. Very nice. Can Mike McDaniel be the difference maker? That's the question coming into Sunday's game against the Indianapolis Colts. Of course, you need the players to step up and play their game, but when they're not disciplined and they're committing penalties and pre-snap penalties and all kinds of stuff, who am I going to point the finger at? I'm going to point the finger at Mike McDaniel. When they don't stick to the run, who am I going to point the finger at? I'm going to point the finger at Mike McDaniel because I just saw this 2 weeks ago. You stuck to the run, and that's the reason why you won that game. You burned the hell out of that clock. You put the points on the board, and that's it. It was over for the Patriots. So what McDaniel are we getting? The one that we've been frustrated with for 2+ years that never sticks to the run? Or are we going to get the one that runs? You know, Sean, I tell you all the time how important running is, right? In the NFL. We talk about that, right? Remember we talked about the young quarterbacks last year? So the Ravens and the Commanders played yesterday. I watched the game. Ravens won 30-23. Sean, why do you think the Ravens won? Just out of curiosity. Why? Why do you think they won?
Did they run the ball?
That's a hell of a guess on your part. Baltimore ran the ball 37 times for 176 yards and 4.8 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Do you know what Washington did? 18 of 52 for 2.9 yards and 0 touchdowns. And they lost by a touchdown. Packers beat the Cards yesterday. Why do you think the Packers won that game, Sean? Just out of curiosity, I don't know. Take a stab. Take a stab.
Did they run the ball?
Yeah. Yeah, Love threw 4 touchdowns and an interception, but he only threw 254 yards. Had a hell of a game. But the team ran 38 times for 179 yards at 4.7 yards per carry. So, Kyler Murray, remember I tell you his offenses aren't explosive. 22 of 32, 214 and 1 touchdown. Do you know what the team ran for? 89 yards on 3.9 yards per carry and no touchdowns. It's crazy. It's crazy, but, you know. Bucks dominated the Saints. Sean, 51-27. Why do you think they did that, Sean? Why do you think they dominated?
Run game.
Bucks ran the ball 35 times for 277 yards at 7.9 yards per carry and 2 touchdowns. New Orleans, 21 for 89, 3.9 yards and 1 touchdown. When you support your quarterback with running the football, you put your quarterback in an incredible position. The Lions dominated the Cowboys yesterday, 47-9. Detroit rushed the ball 36 times for 184 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dallas, 17 times, 53, 3.1, no touchdowns. And when you got a guy like Dak Prescott, who's a yellow belly, you need to run the ball and help him out. Will you stick with the run, Mike McDaniel? Will you stick with the run? Because it can help you. It can get you to 500. It can get at least you, it can put you in a manageable position for your starting quarterback when he comes back against Kyler Murray and the aforementioned Arizona Cardinals who don't run the ball. Can you do it? Can you get Snoop running the ball? Maybe let's add that element this week. You freaked me out, Mike McDaniel. I almost felt like going through the screen and giving you a big fat kiss for sticking to the run. I'm going, wow, the young man grew up today and made a really smart decision on game day. So let's get Snoop Huntley involved in the running game too. Make the running game more dangerous this week against the Colts. And give Snoop a better opportunity to pass the ball. Because if you're a threat running the ball, if you're a threat running with Tyler, then all of a sudden that'll give Snoop an opportunity to pass and complete a couple. Use Jonnu Smith. Mike McDaniel, I'm giving you all the reasons why you can be the difference maker. You can get your team to 3-3. You've got to be the difference maker. You've got to make the right decisions. You've got to coach them up. If there are plays that they're making mistakes throughout the week, drop the play. Be smart. Put your team in a position to win. Have a disciplined team going into a loud place. You're on the road, inside a dome, loud place. Make sure your team is disciplined. And right now, the best weapon you have in those circumstances is running the football. So, McDaniel, I want you to be the difference maker, dude. You're such a likable guy. You need to learn how to coach on game days. You got to be better committed to the run. You got to know how to use your weapons. And you, as a coach, you need to make people better. So we'll see if on Sunday, Mike McDaniel can be a difference maker. Don't forget, if your business wants to be a part of our business line is 786-754-4664. We can broadcast at your business weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever it is, or we can talk about your business and obviously set a platform for it to open up more business for you. So reach out to us at 786-754-4664. Our platform reaches locally, nationally, internationally. So our viewers and listeners are all over the globe and all over the country and all over Florida and South Florida. So doesn't matter what level your business is and what type of people you reach, there's a good chance that our platform will reach those people one way or another. So please reach out to our platform if you want to be a sponsor at 786-754-4664. Appreciate it out there. Let's see what else. Big O, do you think the Miami Dolphins will run against the Colts when they get Tua back? I don't know. Mike McDaniel is unpredictable, my friend. Or sometimes too predictable. If he starts running, it'll become unpredictable for us. Let's just release the right machine. He can't run. I like how he runs. He runs hard, man. Cowboys were eyeing Jay Wright till the Eagles let Miami move up to get him. It would also help Snoop a loop out by playing with a lead for once. Yeah, that would be nice. It's that the run can just dictate a lot for you, man. You know, if you can just get it going, it can just dictate a lot in the game and control things. It's just beautiful, man. Really, really can be one hell of a weapon for you if it's used the right way. And that's what you hope, you know. That's what you're hoping. It's nice to see Bitcoin holding over 66, man. It's very nice. It would also, let's see, what is it? Can the Finns avoid the all too numerous illegal motion penalties? That's on McDaniel, man. That's all on McDaniel. So what else do we have going on? Chiefs and Vikings are the only 5-0 teams. I watched yesterday's game with the Ravens and the Commanders. And I know that some of you are going to get a little bothered by this. I saw two different players yesterday at quarterback. I saw the athlete with the ball in his hands trying to play quarterback for years now, and Lamar Jackson. And then I saw a passer in Jaden Daniels. I've watched them a couple times. I have not watched 4 quarters of Jaden Daniels. This was the first time I watched all 4 quarters of Jaden Daniels. Usually I watch a drive or two or a quarter or something, and then I'm out. This kid, Lamar Jackson, 7 years in, can't play like this kid plays. Okay? So it was interesting when I'm watching, I'm going, oh, okay, so this is a real passer, and then that's the athlete playing quarterback. And just so you know, I can crush you at facts. The Commanders lost 30-23. They lost by 1 score. Why did they lose by 1 score? Because they played against a passer. That's why. Lamar Jackson threw 323 yards, but he had a touchdown and interception. Jaden Daniels went 24 of 35 for 269, had 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. He should have thrown 1, but that's every quarterback every week should have thrown 1 because that's usually what happens. But overall, what I saw him manipulate with the eyes and his accuracy and ball placement, I mean, Lamar's interception came off of what? Ball placement. Threw it too wide, impossible for the receiver to keep his hands on it, tipped, and it got intercepted because it was a bad pass. He threw several bad passes yesterday where he missed the guys, but that's who he is. I'm watching Jaden Daniels, and I'm watching a passer. I'm watching a quarterback. He's not even a runner. There was one run, it was like, yeah, guy, you're not really a runner that much. You know, like, you're a passer, bro. You're a pure QB. That's a QB. That's a passer. Jaden Daniels. The other guy, still an athlete playing. But again, if you run, it'll be hard to stop that offense. And the Ravens were able to run all over them. But let me tell you something. Let me switch it on you. What happens if Derrick Henry's on the Commanders and not the Ravens? Who wins the game? Checkmate, right? That's called checkmate. Checkmate. Lamar can only beat him by a touchdown because he was playing a passer. The passer kept his team in it, even if his team couldn't stop the run. But the passer kept him in it. If you give the running game to Jaden Daniels, the Ravens lose by 20, not 7. 20. Because if the Ravens can't run, Lamar Jackson isn't going to carry you with his arm. He might do it once or twice in a season, but he can't do it every week. Jaden Daniels, he does this every week. So when I watched it yesterday for 4 quarters, I said, throughout the entire game, I'm going passer, athlete, completely different dudes. And by the way, to Lamar's credit, he made a couple of nice passes yesterday. There were a couple of them that, you know, but he's an athlete. They're going to do those kind of things. But it's not even close. And it's what I tell you. If you take the run away, he's not an effective quarterback. You take the run away from Josh Allen every week, he can't live in the pocket. You take the run away from Jalen Hurts every week, he can't live in the pocket. Jaden Daniels, you can almost win with Jaden Daniels, even if you don't run, because he's a real passer. You know? Interesting stuff. The passer and the athlete playing quarterback. Daniel is wise beyond his years. Washington has been 9 for 9 on 4th down conversions. No, he's the real deal. He can pass the ball. Okay, that's my sticking point with quarterbacks nowadays. You know, I get it. The athletic guy is out there, and that's the growing one, and eventually the league will be full of those guys. But give me a real pocket passer over any running quarterback any day of the week and twice on Sundays. And Jaden Daniels, that's a real passer. That's a real passer, dude. So, who's going to be better, Daniels or Williams? Oh, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has got some ability, bro. Some ability. I will tell you this. I will lean to Jaden Daniels on Caleb only because of maturity. So I think Caleb is a little bit of a what's postalita in English? God, what's the word I'm looking for? So I don't know. He almost looks to me like ultra sensitive, like kind of a brat. Is that postalita? It's not savvy. No, that would be a positive. I'm not using it as a positive. Postalita is not a positive. It's God, what's the perfect adjective in English?
Arrogant.
Diva's kind of close. Arrogant is not it. No, diva's kind of close. It's kind of close. It's not really, but it's kind of close. No, not cocky. Prima donna. That's pretty good, Brian. That's pretty good. Yeah. Whereas Jaden kind of reminds me more of a lunch pail guy. an all business guy. Where I don't know, Caleb has the talent. I will not. He can play, bro. He can play in this league. He can pass. But when it comes to the mental makeup of Caleb and the mental makeup of Jaden, I don't know enough about them yet. But I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Jaden just seems to me like a guy it's a little bit more about business. You know? That's all. That's all. So I would lean slightly to Jaden. Talent-wise, oh my God, Caleb has it all and more, dude. Oh, shit. He is. Whew. That's a skill set, dude. That's a skill set. He's got it. He's got all of it, you know, except the one thing that, you know, his personality kind of, there's something there that just doesn't rub me right. Whereas I look at Jaden Daniels and, you know, I look at it's like Wade. You're like a grown young man, you know, that kind of shit. That's what it reminds me of. You're like, wow, you're mature beyond your years. And when I look at Jaden Daniels, it kind of reminds me of a dude that's mature, a young guy that's mature, you know, and that's impressive because I know I wasn't that. Still not that. Let's see. Caleb is serious out of structure. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But at least kind of from what I'm seeing and some of the social media stuff and all that, I would slightly lean to Jaden Daniels. But I would not be surprised if Caleb's a man because the everything is there. He doesn't lack 1 centimeter of talent. He is superb in everything that you need to succeed at this level. The physical traits are all there, dude. Oh my God, yes they are. It's not even close. Big O, I can speak some French, but not Spanish. LOL. I know I'd take either one of those rookie QBs on my Dolphins right now. I get it. Like Cam Ward. Yeah. Cam Ward, mature beyond your... Yes. Same thing. It's just one of those deals. The other kid was like that too, King. That was here. It was King, right? What was his first name now? And I'm forgetting his damn first name. But
Derek King.
Derek King. Way mature, way beyond his years. Yeah. Impressive. So yeah, Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson. I watched it. I watched the pure passer, the quarterback, versus the athlete. And I was much more impressed with the quarterback than I was with the athlete, even if the athlete is impressive. By the way, the Aiden Hutchinson thing, damn, dude, that sucks. It was great to watch the Cowboys lose on Jerry's birthday and get trounced, but the Aiden Hutchinson leg injury, broken tibia and fibia, oh, man, that sucks. All right, let's get to some music news and notes. Let's do that. All right, there we go. And let's go first with musicians born on this date. Usher, born in 1978 on this date. How come they don't have like his real name here? Normally, you put the real name of somebody when they have that kind of name. But they don't on this one. I'll look it up, I guess. Have to look it up on my own. Let's see. What else do we have? Also celebrating birthdays today. Anthony Jude Pero. Rest in peace, too, by the way. The drummer for Twisted Sister, born in the state in 1959. He died of a heart attack on March 20th, 2015. I want to say he passed away while they were on a cruise, on a rock cruise. Thomas Dolby. She blinded me with science. He was born on this date in 1958. He also worked with Prefab Sprout. and Joni Mitchell, which is it's a hell of a combination there. Marcia Barrett, vocalist for Boney M., born on this date in 1948. Dan McCafferty from Nazareth. God don't messing with a son of a bitch. McCaffrey, by the way, was born in 1946, passed away in 2022 at the age of 76. Justin Hayward, songwriter and lead singer and guitarist for the Moody Blues. I love the Moody Blues. Nights in White Satin, 1946. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Cliff Richard, Harry Webb, Sir Cliff Richard, right? I think he is a sir now, correct? Anyway, he was born in 1940 on this date. There we go. Those are musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous folk celebrating birthdays today. Ooh, let me see. They have Usher in this one. Do they put his real name here? Oh. No. Has he not released his real name or something? It's got to be somewhere, right? Anyway, all right, let's go with folks celebrating birthdays today. Quinn Hughes, hockey player, is 25. Ralph Lauren is 85. Jared Goff is 30. Screamin' A. Smith is 57. Let's see who else. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the former president, was born in 1890 on this date. Of course, he's not around anymore. We lost him in 69. Roger Moore. Some of you, that might be your favorite Bond. He's my third favorite Bond. Born on this date in 1927. I'm first a Sean Connery guy. And then, believe it or not, Pierce Bronson is my second favorite Bond. Roger Moore is my third. But rest in peace. We love you. Jay Farrow, the comedian. Funny as hell. He is 37 years old. Alex Scott, soccer player. She is 40. Those are folks celebrating birthdays today. Sean Stanley, do you have any wrestlers celebrating birthdays today?
We do. Blackjack Lanza was born on this date in 1935. Sadly, we lost him in 2021. Nikolai Volkov was born on this date in 1947. We lost him in 2018. Dan Spivey turned 72 today. The daughter of the late, great Eddie Guerrero, Shaul Guerrero, she turns 34. And she still has those legs, Stacy Keibler. She turns 45 today. Those are your birthdays for October 14th, 2024.
All right. She got legs and she got a great ass, Stacy Keibler. Even my wife said she had a great ass. Okay? I was like going through social media years ago, and a Stacy Keibler picture came up. And she was just there in her bathing suit. And she's got a smoking body, if anybody knows who Stacy Keibler is. And I was like, damn. And my wife was right next to me. And she goes, I got to give it to her, man. She's got a great ass. Even my wife said she had a great ass. Because, like, when you see Stacy Keibler, like, you have to say she's got a great ass. Just one of those things. All right, let's go with music history. What happened today in music history on October 13th, 1973? The Rolling Stones started a 4-week run at number 1 on the album charts with Goathead Soup, their 4th album to top the charts. In 1998, Eric Clapton's Crossroads Center opened in Antigua. In 2008, in a video on his website, Ringo Starr announced that he no longer has the time to sign autographs and asked fans not to send him any mail. I would imagine it gets, you're a Beatle. That shit would be coming every day, bro. In 2000, Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder was one of the performers at the rally for Green Party presidential candidate Ralph Nader at New York's Madison Square Garden. Beastie Boys' Adam Yauch and Radiohead's Tom York were among those in the crowd of 18,000 that attended the event. And in 2002, Muse, love Muse, they took legal action against Celine Dion after she announced that her forthcoming Las Vegas show would be called Muse. The group said they didn't want anyone thinking they were her backing band. Yeah, it would be hard to get that one mixed up, but hey, we got people thinking they'll guide hurricanes to us, so we got a lot of stupid people out there. What can I tell you? Another note in music, this is more news, not history. And Robert Smith of The Cure, they've got a new album coming out. It's the first one in 16 years. And by the way, I read where they've got material already for a second and third album. Okay? So during an interview with The Times, the 65-year-old singer discussed his evolving views on mortality and how that comes across in The Cure's music. He says, our songs always had a fear of mortality. I don't feel my age at all, but I'm aware of it. And when you get older, that fear becomes more real. Death becomes more every day. When you're younger, you romanticize death. But then it happens to your family and friends. I'm a different person to the last record, and I wanted to put that across. It can be trite. People can say, "Oh, we're all going to die." Surprise me. But if I try to find some emotional connection to that idea, he says, I'm 70, and in 2029, he remarked, and that's it. That really is it. If I make it that far, that's it. So he's looking to do 5 more years. I've led a very privileged life. I can't believe how lucky I've been. I'm still doing what I've always wanted to, but the fact that I'm still upright is probably the best thing about being me, because there have been points where I didn't think I would hit 30, 40, 50. My mind doesn't function with the same acuity it once had, but I'm much more relaxed and easier to get on with. So I'm just glad that he wants to make it a few more years. I want to go see him, man. I want to go see The Cure at least a couple more times before he goes. And if you've never seen The Cure, I just want you to know, Robert sounds impeccable still. He doesn't sound good. He sounds impeccable. All right? So I'm just telling you, well worth it. And if you're a Cure fan, take advantage. They play, and if you can go to multiple concerts, do it, because it's not the same concert. They play several, like they'll eliminate 30, 40% of the set list the next night. They'll do so many different songs. It's awesome. So if you can see them several times on any tour, I would suggest it. I can't wait for the next tour because I plan on seeing them just not only here, but maybe also travel and see a couple of extra shows. The famous Vince McMahon meme was because Stacy Keibler was sitting on top of a table in front of him. Well, she is a smoke show of all smoke shows. That's all I can tell you. When she was doing her thing in her heyday, wow. Damn. Howdy-o, remember the video playing on MTV like 20 times a day? She blinded me with science. Yes, of course I did. Always. Yes, sir. The famous Stacy Keibler elf. Yes, that elf. That hot elf. I would drink Stacy Keibler's bathwater, Big O. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. His real name is Usher Raymond. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Big O, I know you wanted him, so did I. That's why it's so important for the Dolphins to get Henry as a power running back this year. Well, yeah, but too late now. You know. And listen, you could go get a tight end, but this guy doesn't use him. We could go get a running back, but will he use him? That's the question. Will he use him? By the way, Caneswear at Miami Fanwear. And Miami Fanwear is just a heaven of a place. You can get your Inter Miami kits and messy jerseys and all that kind of stuff. And tell them that Big O sent you. And by the way, use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Okay? Big O10, you will get 10% off online or in person. And online, by the way, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. So go check out. They got practically everything with the Canes logo on it. T-shirts and flags and sneakers and jerseys and starter jackets, the classic starters jackets. They've got all of that there, man. Check it out. They've got Miami Heat gear, hats and shirts, all kinds of stuff. Inter Miami kits and shirts and flags and all that, man. So check it out. Panthers. They've got championship gear too. You're going to love it. They even have Marlins gear there and everything. I mean, they even sympathize by having a couple of things there for the Marlins. They do have a whole bunch of really cool hats for the Marlins, I got to say. I will say. I know the Marlins piss us all off, but they still have some stuff there. So many things. Go check it out at caneswear.com and use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off and free shipping over $99. There you go. Howard from Ohio State is a solid pocket passer. Well, we shall see what happens, man, as the year goes on. Hassan Reddick has a new agent, and his name is Drew Rosenhaus. So Drew says he's going to talk to the team tonight. It's amazing how Drew Rosenhaus gets all of the morons, all of the knuckleheads. Most of the guys that don't behave well in the NFL are usually Drew Rosenhaus clients. Yeah. Whether it's T.O. or whether it's Tyreek or now Hassan Reddick and a shitload of other idiots that he's had on his, on his docket. I mean, it's kind of works like this in life too. People like to, they like to rule over uneducated people that aren't that smart, so they can take advantage of them in different ways. I'm not saying that Drew does that. I'm just saying, a lot of his clients aren't very smart. They're usually knuckleheads. So many of them. But, it is what it is. So I'm not surprised that Hassan Reddick, the moron that is holding out and leaving $800,000 a week on the table, now had to fire his agency, CAA, by the way, which there's no reason to fire CAA. That's a massive and an awesome agency. They're not the problem here. Hassan Reddick is the moron. But morons gravitate to Drew Rosenhaus. It's a beautiful thing. But, hey, it's always to his benefit, It's always to his benefit. When you aren't that smart, we can take advantage of you. And that's a good thing. Let's see. The Marlins are usually a lock to win a participation trophy every year. Do they? Do they even get a participation trophy? Big O, a little music trivia. As a child, what singer held the longest note ever on Star Search? Child singer. Bro, Star Search? Jesus Christ. You're going back to Vince McMahon. Star Search. So I've got to go back to, because you're going to give me some famous name. And then I got to think of somebody from that era that might have grown up and become an artist that came out of Star Search. and also could have been a singer. I'm just going to throw Whitney Houston out there. I don't even know if she was on Star Search, but it kind of goes as she could be a child on Star Search and then later on become a star. So I'm just going to throw in, of course, The Voice. So I'm going to go Whitney Houston on that one. Okay. So Rosendo put Britney Spears. Think of the Bitcoin 800K can purchase. Yeah. And if you hang on, if you don't need it at that moment and you can, work and make a living, just wait for it to hit that 7th digit because it's going to hit 1 million. Okay. This is going to explode now when it starts getting into the 90s and the hundreds. Mark my words. Mark my words. You'll see. The FOMO, the fear of missing out, will start. The FOMO hasn't even started from retail yet because a lot of you still don't believe in it. So it's funny. I love it. I love it. It's just fantastic to see the way this whole thing has developed. And by the way, I also the time it's bought in the rest of us, so we can actually go and have time to collect everything and what's it called? Gain as much as we can, accumulate. That's been the beauty of all of this. Let's see. Big O, do you think the Miami Hurricanes can go undefeated this year and play for the national championship? Just got to win the ACC against Clemson. Yeah, they can. I actually feel that they can. And getting Rivers back this week, that'll solidify their offensive line, which is fantastic. They can. Now, here's what you got to do, Ricky. Okay? We got to be fair to Mario Cristobal now. Okay? We were very critical of Mario the first 2 years, and it was fair. It was a disaster. But now we've got to back Mario up here on this one. We also have to be realistic. He's in his 3rd year, really his first year of having a lot of the players he needs in order to run his program and win, and the character and all that kind of stuff. He has them now. Not completely, because he's not, you saw Rivers out and the line hurt, right? So you don't really have that depth yet everywhere, not yet. So really years 4 and 5. So let's be realistic now. He didn't inherit a loaded program that he's now in year 3. No, he inherited a program that was bare, that had nothing, that had no culture, nothing. And he has had to rebuild it from ground zero. So if he goes undefeated, it's freaking amazing. If he gets the ACC championship game, it's freaking amazing. If he wins it, we are super blessed. If he gets to the national, if he gets to the playoffs and gets to the finals of the playoffs, that's unheard of. It's not realistic is what I'm trying to tell you. But if he just gets to the ACC championship game, that's really the most progress that we could ask for at this moment. Now, if he wins it, I think he starts to overachieve a little bit. That's the way I have to look at it. Because I don't expect him in his first year of having his kind of players, he's just going to overtake Clemson. But he can, because they don't have a great quarterbacking. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But let's pump the brakes a little bit, and let's not be critical if they do fall short of a national championship or the final 2 or 4 of the playoffs. You know what I mean? That's not fair either. I'm really happy where they're at, and they're making a lot of progress, and I like that. But I'm not going to also demand something that's a little bit unrealistic. So that's why I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm also not going to overreact and then go to the point that I'm going to have unrealistic expectations now, because that's not fair to the kids. It's not fair to the coaching staff. It's not fair to Mario. Okay? But what he's doing this year, man, it is beautiful, and it is really nice to see him bounce back from those very frustrating first 2 years. It is reasonable to think that it can get to the million mark before the end of the decade. Oh, for sure, please. It's not even close. I'm not even worried about that. Big O and the host of Star Search was Ed McMahon, not Vince. Oh, I'm sorry, Ed McMahon. Whatever, you know what I meant. Did you answer the question, by the way? Let me see. Oscar?
Yeah,
Usher?
Usher.
Wow. Okay. Usher. Not bad. Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Don't forget, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo. Add Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. We're going to wrap it up here, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes with the Crypto Bro Show. So it's separate. We're going to separate. We're going to keep sports, and then we're going to do the Crypto Bro Show. So this will end, and you'll see the Crypto Bro Show begin. Please hop on and join us in a couple of minutes as we get it prepared and ready to go. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley mastering this program. Don't forget, you can use the QR code there for Venmo or Cash App and make a donation. You can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Visit our amazing sponsors like R&M Contractors, who are the sponsors of the Crypto Bro Show, Cutter's Edge Pro, of course. Visit our great people at Cutter's Edge Pro, Dave Broward, Palm Beach counties. They do amazing work. So if you're looking for landscaping to take you to the next level, visit our friends at Cutter's Edge Pro, Sloman's Home Shield, also 1-800-ALARM-ME. Thank you all out there. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. We'll see you with the little Crypto Bro Talk in just 15 minutes.